A very good morning to all of you. It's wonderful to be here. And for me today, to think of where we are on the planet brings a sense of how small we are in this infinite space. If we look at where we are, even in our school, or in Hyderabad, or you zoom out to Telangana, or to India, or to the world, or to the universe, you truly know that in this space of infinity, we are but a very small speck. Truly, when you look back at time and we look at the millions of years, or probably even more of what this universe has existed, we know even 100-year span of life is a tiny, tiny, tiny speck in this entire universe of time. So either in space or in time, we are that infinite speck. So when we look at this element of our existence, then we seem very, very insignificant. But truly, the only space where we have an infinite growth is knowledge. The only space where we can grow and know about this infinite place is the knowledge space. And truly, it's very, very important. But today, we need to, and I bring this out of my conversations with a very dear friend called Pradeep years ago. And there were two aspects of which I would like to share with you. One is the relevance of what we saw in the dance performance just earlier about our surrounding things. When we look at our ecosystem, we look at maybe 4 orders in the world, whether it's the pranic order of the planet, the physical things, which is air, water, earth kind of things, or the plant life which is available, or the animal life which is available, or the human life which is available. These are the 4 orders which we have. And when we look at it, 3 of them are in sync all the time. A plant knows what it needs to do. An animal is bound by its nature. It does what it has to do. Nature has its seasons. It does what it has to do. The human life is what needs education. It needs order to be driven in. It has free will to decide where it wants to go to. And that, I think, is very, very important. So I come back to an example or to a story which I've heard when I was a lot younger and which influenced the way I thought and I think all my life. Many of you may have traveled, many of you may not have traveled in what we call a general compartment in a train, where there's no reservation. Think of it, the 3 of us are sitting, maybe even a sofa. There's only one sofa in the room, and then you're 3 of you sitting there. And then there is somebody who comes who's not your friend, or whom you don't know, or you don't like so much. They come, and then you almost ensure that he's not sitting there. So you almost spread your legs and say, boss, this space is mine. You occupy this space. Imagine there's another person who comes who's a friend of yours. Then you say, I will adjust a little bit and allow him to come. There's somebody who's a little more important comes. You in fact talk to your other 2 people on the sofa and say, please, can we make some space for my friend? I need him to sit. Somebody else comes who's really you respect, and then you almost get up and give your seat to them. That's how it is. It all starts with one fundamental aspect, which is recognizing that relationship and fulfilling that relationship. That is a very important thing in our life. Today, for us to exist on this planet, we are dependent on a lot of things. We start off our journey when we are dependent on our parents, on our family, the immediate family, the friends circle, the society we are dependent on. We are dependent on nature, and we are dependent on a lot of things to actually have this journey started off. It's important for us to recognize this element. And when you recognize these things, what follows up is gratitude. What follows up is a sense of gratitude. Thank you very much. It's very important to acknowledge these relationships and to fulfill them and to honor them. And it gives you a sense of humility to understand that so many people and so many things in nature have actually made us who we are. And that gives us a sense of gratitude to the people, to the things which have helped us grow. I think that will be very, very important in this whole ecosystem. The second aspect which I would like to talk about is everybody wants to be happy. Everybody wants to be in harmony. Everybody wants to think positively. And these are things which are by intention, everybody wants to do it. But from a competence perspective, somebody is able to do it, somebody is not able to do it. When you have a sense of humility, you can accept the fact that my competence is not good enough, and I can actually talk to people, take their help, and grow so that my competence to make myself happy, to make my family happy, to make the society happy, and to make the entire universe happy, I can actually do. So that is an element of competence which you need to actually learn, and it comes from a sense of humility that I don't know and I need to kind of understand and get it. But there's also a sense of help which will come when you realize that the other person's intentions are good, but his competence is not good, so let me help him out. So I think it's very important that if we are in a position to actually help, it will be very critical for us to do that element, which I think is very, very important. So for this perspective, I think it's very important to understand the need for seeking help and the need to actually give. This would be an element which I really want you to ponder and think about, because whether it's us, and when I look at the entire ecosystem, I think I really look at this in each form. As we evolve, we need to actually encompass and move to the next circle. The first circle I would think would be us, our thoughts, our emotions. Are they in harmony? Are they in sync with what we are? The next element would be our friends and family. Am I in harmony with the friends and family who are with me? The third element, I think, would be the nature and society. I think, am I in harmony with the society which I'm living with? Am I pleased and comfortable with the society which I'm living with? And the fourth would be, am I in harmony with nature? And I think that element is very, very important. Every transaction, what we have typically is a lot of give and take. We give money, we take a commodity. We pay fee, we get education. We pay fee, we get a tuition. Many of these conversations, even with friends and family, are very transactional in nature. But when we take things from nature, we don't pay back to nature. I think it's very, very important that we look at this aspect of nature. We take petroleum from nature, we drive a car, we pay for its refinement, but we don't give back to nature. I think it's very important for us when we cut a tree, take a plant and make it into a paper. I think it's what do we give back? Do we plant more trees? I think these are elements which we need to give back. In our transactional businesses, we don't take care of nature as much as it needs to be. So I think it's very important that we recognize the fact that these are people, these are elements which are helping us, and we need to pay back so that the balance is maintained. These are things which I think would be very, very important. The second thing which I would like to really leave you with is a talk which I had with a friend of mine, Pradeep. And he said this about 25 years ago. He said, Gopi, write down what you want in your life. And you can write down a big bedroom, 5 bedrooms, 6 bedrooms, swimming pool, 5 cars, 10 cars, write whatever you want. So he gave me the example of this. If you need a bed which is 6 feet, that's your height. So you need that bed because it's a necessity. You asking for it is not a problem. You want a bed which is 7 feet, that's luxury. You asking for it is not a problem. You're entitled to want that. But if you're asking for a bed which is 9 feet, that's also fine because that's super luxury. But if you want a bed which is bigger than your neighbor's bed, then you're always in trouble. So I think it's very important to get our priorities in life and our thoughts in life sorted so that we are not running after something which somebody else is having, but truly what we want is what we need and what we want are in sync, and these orders are all maintained is what the thought I would want to leave you with. Thank you very much.